Alright, hello guys. Today is the first battle in our FNAF tournament. And for one of the battles we have for today, we have the matchup of Puppet versus Shadow Freddy. Now, I know both of these characters are from FNAF 2, both very strong, but first we're going to start talking about the details about Puppet. Basically, in FNAF 2, you have to, everybody should know this, but you have to wind the music box to keep the puppet at bay. But if you ever forget to wind the music box, the puppet will come straight towards the office and kill you. So basically, she comes really fast once you, don't wind the music box. But the puppet is also known, as the giver of life, because all her mini games she is known to give life, because we all know that the puppet, or not puppet, Charlotte or Charlie Emily was Henry Emily's daughter, but was the first ever victim of William Afton until her soul possessed the puppets. And the puppet is a very strong character. She has the power of taking over the toy animatronics, and for all we know, maybe other animatronics too. But she, saw in the FNAF 2 movie, she took over the toy animatronics and made them go rogue across the town. And those animatronics are pretty strong, so in this battle, if she could technically get the toy animatronics to help her, which I don't know if we're going to qualify that, but if I do, could be pretty strong, but Shadow Freddy might take care of, Toy Freddy, Mangle, etc. very easily. But I do think the puppet has a really good shot here, because the puppet is definitely strong, definitely powerful. She could probably even use her puppet box to maybe even hide in defense, stuff like that. The puppet also is definitely very capable of taking on Shadow Freddy. But now we're going to start talking about Shadow Freddy. So I think Shadow Freddy is definitely a very powerful animatronic. Technically kind of a ghost, you could say, but in this battle thing we're gonna do here, we're gonna be able to have ghost animatronics like phantoms. We do have some phantoms, and we do have nightmares, which can technically be considered not real, but or also you can't hit them because they're ghosts, they're not actually really there. So, but we're not going to count that. So for we have two phantoms in here, Phantom Mangle, Phantom Puppet. We are going to let the animatronics who go up against these two to be able to obviously hit them. But Shadow Freddy kind of has the same powers as Withered Golden Freddy, but honestly, I think probably a bit stronger. We know Withered Golden Freddy has the abilities of turning into just a giant head and devouring whatever's in sight, or teleportation, which Shadow Freddy definitely has. Shadow Freddy is also just Shadow Bonnie, which is also in this tournament, who can teleport across the map and even the battle zone with Puppet. And if the Puppet does use a toy animatronics, like I said earlier, I do think Shadow Freddy is 100% very capable of easily destroying Toy Freddy, Toy Chica, Toy Bonnie, Mangle, and even BB if so, because he'd also get annihilated. But I do think also that Shadow Freddy would also put up one heck of a fight, because he does have ghostly abilities like teleportation. He can do that. He can dodge hits very easily by the marionette. But I think the puppet could also, start to kind of wreck him a little bit by maybe even attach him to strings or something. I think we could give her that ability and stuff. But overall, this battle would be very, very, monstrous. But also, if Shadow Freddy is smart enough to tell that the puppet will go back into the music box if it's winded, he can easily go wind the music box and then destroy it, and obviously have all the other toy animatronics destroyed. So I think these two characters would definitely put up one heck of a fight. but I think I know the winner here. If I'm gonna have to decide between the winner of Puppet and Shadow Freddy, Puppet fans, I'm sorry, but I think Shadow Freddy is taking the W here. I think he could easily, like I said, if I think I'm gonna give the Puppet the ability to summon toy animatronics, he would easily still wreck all 5 of them. I also do think that he is smart enough to know that he can wind the music box, because he's also been in the pizzeria with Puppet and knows what's going on. I know Charlie, as Puppet, is also smart too, but I think Shadow Freddy, even though he's not an actual person, he's a bit smarter and he'll know how to do the battle. So I'm gonna say the winner is Shadow Freddy, and I'll see you for the next battle, which should be Mimic from Secret of the Mimic versus Twisted Bonnie.